Over 8 billion tonnes of plastic has been produced to date. It's estimated around 90% of that has never been recycled. Halocycle is using microwave processing technology to turn plastic waste back into oil and gas so it can be reused. Henrietta, what are some of the challenges facing current recycling methods, and how are you overcoming them with your approach to chemical recycling?
Currently, most recycling is mechanical recycling, where the plastic is cleaned, it's washed, it's sorted, it's got into the same polymer type, and then it's possibly melted and reformed into a new product. There are inherent challenges with mechanical recycling. So if it wants to go back to food grade, that's difficult. And also the integrity of the polymer that you get at the end, after a few cycles, after it's gone round and round a few times, degrades. What we're doing is we're actually breaking the polymer chain and taking the plastic back into its original constituents, and then from there you can build anything you want from it.
So what does it look like to bring this method to market at scale?
We use a different way of heating, which means we have quite a small physical footprint. So we envisage lots of Halocycle plants where the problem is all over the world.
Is that the biggest differentiation of the way you are approaching recycling the materials from the heating process?
Yeah, it is. We use direct heating, so we use microwave heating, and my co-founder, Professor John Robinson, is the world's foremost microwave process engineer, so it's great to have him in the Halocycle team.
So what are some of the key challenges in staying competitive while bringing Halocycle's solution to market at scale?
We use a novel way of heating, which definitely gives us a competitive advantage, and it also means that our footprint is quite small. So we can go to where the problem is. We're not an infrastructure player. We don't have to have one huge plant trying to recycle everything. We can put ourselves where the problem is.
How do you mitigate the risk of legacy chemical companies bringing their own solutions to market?
They can try. We are very good at working with diverse teams, and we do have the world's foremost microwave process engineer. You know, we like to say that we can do it, but it's not simple.
How has the product developed over time as you bring this to market?
People tend to get stuck in the lab, and they do a batch process, and they're very excited because they can break the plastic back down into, say, oil and gas. But then what's difficult is to get to a continuous process, which is what you need when you get to commercial scale. So we've come out of the lab and we've built a continuous demonstrator on an industrial site. So we're ready to build our first commercial scale plant.
So how do you build demand for recycled materials?
We do not need to build demand for recycled material. The policy environment is such that, say in the UK, you need to have 30% recycled content in your packaging, and if you don't, you're taxed. There's a great demand for recycled content and there isn't enough to go around, so the demand is there.
How do you make it make economic sense?
It's very interesting because we have several revenue streams. We get paid a gate fee for taking our raw material, which is always nice, and then we can sell our end products. So we can sell an acid stream and a hydrocarbon stream, so we have three main revenue streams.
So how do you then look at bringing it to market globally? What are those challenges?
We have a really good board and advisory board, and we're not pretending that we know everything. We're very open to taking advice, and I think close to home we have a plant owning model, and then further afield we have a licensing model.
Okay, so you mentioned that you are working on a plant at scale. Where are you in the process when it comes to that plant being operational?
We've done some of the design work and we're raising funding now to build that first commercial scale plant, but we're going to start bolting things together next year.
You've raised about £1.8 million to date between capital and grants. What is the next stage for the company, and where are you looking to raise capital, and what will that be used for?
So we are looking to raise around about £8 million. Because our solution is quite compact and we use direct heating rather than conventional heating, we have a small footprint and a simple engineering flowchart. So we're not very capital intensive. So we only need to raise about £8 million for our first plant.